and children into the boat, sir.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. I'm just saying though, you guys, today I want to talk about the American fallacy of the we must save the women and children. It's always about the women and children. At least that's what they tell you, right? We are to believe that no matter what happens, no matter what tragedy strikes, the first thing that America must do is save the women and children first. Like they are the priority. I believe the children are our future, right? That's the belief. Or is it? I think, like with a lot of things with America and with people in general, there are things that simply sound good, but that doesn't mean that we necessarily do them. But we like to say that we do. But everything that we actually do does not point in any way, shape, or form towards loving or caring about women or children. Because if you were to ever think about it, most things that we have done, America has shown you over and over again that the most important thing in America is men and greed, or money and men. Whichever way you want to throw that towel in and say, but I'm going to give you some examples. And these are things that have happened, or if they have not been actually found to be true, there's a lot of documentation that can show you the things that I'm speaking of, which is women and children are not as important as people claim them to be. Remember, at the beginning of this video, I showed you from a clip from Titanic that says, shouldn't we save the women and children first? Because they knew the ship was about to go down. And the most important thing they think is, we need to get these children and women off of this ship that's going down. But what do Americans do in reality? In reality, we like to say that, but we always turn the other cheek, and we turn the other cheek, and we turn the other cheek. And what we're actually doing is we're protecting the men. We act like men are supposed to be so strong that they can defend themselves, but they don't actually have to defend themselves. America defends men for themselves. For America defends men, and men only have to sit back. Of course, it was the men that wrote all the laws, which makes sense that they are actually protected by the law and not necessarily the children. As we can see here, we'll start with the Boy Scout of America. At the beginning, they were trying to, if you think about it, who can talk a man into allowing his son to go out into the woods with a lot of other men, with no other supervision but other men that we're supposed to trust? And now today, years later, after the Boy Scout had been founded, there are thousands of lawsuits of sexual abuse. People knew about these alleged abuse going on, but what did they do? Just like with many other places, they said, please, just let's not talk about it. I'm going to send them to another area. This happened in the Catholic community. It happened with domestic violence. It happened with school shootings. I'm going to go over that a little bit more. But we know that when it comes to the Boy Scout, many people were aware of all the alleged sexual allegations, and they asked people, please don't speak on it. We're going to fix the problem. But all they did was make sure that the money didn't stop. They would say, we can't let this whole business fail because of one person, when they knew deep down it was more than just one person that was doing the alleged abuse. Just like when it came to Catholics, we always thought that we could send our children to church and they would be safe. But there have been thousands, millions paid in compensation from being sexually abused or allegedly sexually abused by Catholic priests and other people in the Catholic service. So now we got the school and we got the Boy Scout. Two places you cannot send your children to because they would rather make sure that the business keeps going and that the men are kept safe. But the children, let them suffer, right? Let them suffer. Because their children can get over it, right? That's what we tell ourselves. But we tell other people we got to protect their women and children. Are they protecting their women and children? We also know that women who are 1 in 3 women are abused by a spouse or a significant other at everywhere in America at any given time. Do people talk about this? No, they don't. This is something that people like to say, we're going to brush that under the table. So we've had several things that people tend to brush under the table, and they don't like to talk about it because it makes people uncomfortable. Well, sometimes you need to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable makes a person get up and move. If you're hot at night, you are uncomfortable, you're going to get up and you're going to turn the fan on. You're going to turn the air conditioner on. Sometimes you need to be uncomfortable to get things done. We need to remember that. We need to think about the uncomfortable things and what do we do to make ourselves comfortable, not to pretend that it didn't happen. Because this is what's been going on. We are pretending that we care about the women and children when we don't. We don't care about women and children. We are letting people keep the guns that are killing the children. Only because of the coronavirus have we not had a lot of school shootings, because there aren't a lot of children in school. Only God knows what's going to happen whenever we go back to school because of all this pent-up anger. People haven't been able to get out and express themselves. Again, this could be a problem solved if we would stop being so greedy and people stop being bipartisan or partisan, or whichever word you want to use, politically correct. Children are dying and women are dying every day. And we're all pretending that it's not happening because we're saying we must protect the women and children. People, what I'm asking you is, are we really protecting the women and children? Or are we protecting the men who are harming the women and the children? All right, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about. I know I've gotten on some people's nerves. I don't care. There are things we need to talk about, because if you don't talk about them and you brush them under the table, they will continue. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, people will be talking about all the things, all the sexual abuse, all the domestic violence that had happened right under our noses, and we said nothing because it made us uncomfortable. Uncomfortable to turn our head away and pretend that it didn't happen. Open your eyes and your mouth and say something. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video right now. Don't forget, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, and I'm out.